G'day everyone, Tim here. I just thought I'd try something new. I'm trying to find ways for us to connect and not only connect but connect around God's Word. So I thought what I'd do, and I'll try it as much as I can, is to share just a little reflection, hopefully every day, from one of my own little Bible readings. I've been reading with a bunch of people through the Bible using the Murray McShane Bible reading program. We've got a group on WhatsApp that chat about it every now and then, and we try to keep up with each other. And it's never too late to join us if you'd like to join us on that. So I'll put a link up with this video if you'd like to join that group, and I can send you the details of the plan and everything, and you can just start where we are. But today, one of the readings that I read was Psalm 4, and let's have a look at that. We'll read through it together. If you want, pause your video, take a few seconds to look it up, and come back to me. And we'll read it together. Psalm 4. Answer me when I call to you, my righteous God. Give me relief from my distress. Have mercy on me and hear my prayer. How long will you people turn my glory into shame? How long will you love delusions and seek false gods? Know that the Lord has set apart his faithful servant for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. Tremble and do not sin. When you are on your beds, search your hearts and be silent. Offer the sacrifices of the righteous and trust in the Lord. Many, Lord, are asking, who will bring us prosperity? Let the light of your face shine on us. Fill my heart with joy when their grain and their new wine abound. In peace I will lie down, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. Now, of course, these little reflections aren't going to be research things like when I'm doing a sermon. It's really just my thoughts and what comes to me as I read through these. And, of course, it's hard. Everything on our mind at the moment is COVID. And the current situation is forcing me, and I'm sure it's not just me, to reassess what our idols are. What I mean by idols are those things that are bigger and things that are greater than God in our lives, things that really, honestly, replace God. See, like it says in verse 2 there, we all in some ways love delusions and seek false gods. And times like we're experiencing right now are great at revealing what those things are to us. Tim Keller has often said that one way of working out what our idols are, those things that are bigger and greater than God, is by working out what you fear. He says something like, if whatever it is, your job, your money, your house, your family were taken from you tomorrow, would that just make you collapse in a heap? Would that make your life not worth living? And, well, let's look at our situation now. We've lost a lot of things, and in such a short amount of time. We've lost some amount of freedom. We're losing human contact and the ability to meet together as a church family. On top of that, some of you might have lost jobs or income, or maybe you're on the other side of that coin and you've had to make the really tough decision to lay other people off. We've all got uncertainty about what's coming. We don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, let alone 3 months' time. And that can make us anxious. Let me be honest with you, I've certainly had my moments of anxiety over the last few weeks, and I know it will continue to come. But of course, one thing I've found out about myself, and hopefully you found the same thing, is the more I look at the news, the more I look at social media, the more anxious I get, the more time I spend in God's Word looking at things like these Psalms, the less anxious I get, because the psalmist here is showing us what it's like to, as N.T. Wright said recently, to lament. And when N.T. Wright says lamenting is when we ask God why and we don't get an answer. See, we don't have the answers right now, do we? But the psalmist's response in this situation, in his situation where he doesn't have the answer, is to trust God. See, even if we don't know the answer, we know that he does. Verse 3, know that the Lord has set apart his faithful servant for himself, and the Lord hears when I call to him. We know who that faithful servant is, of course, don't we? It is Jesus. And we know Hebrews tells us that he hears us when he calls him. Peter tells us he hears us when we call him and ask according to his will. So even the one who is looking forward to the day the light of God's face will shine on him, which is in verse 7 there, verse 6 and 7, even that person can then, in verse 8, lie down and sleep because our God alone makes us dwell in safety. Not our job, not our finances, not our certainty of the future, but God alone makes us dwell in safety.